all, ooh, this is horrible lighting, isn't it? I think I need to start by cleaning the screen, which of course now is up there. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, that looked horrible. It's been in my purse all day long. Ooh, all right, we'll get there. Ooh, wow, I should have looked at my hair, I think. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm going to get YouTube up here. There's several things that I want to talk about tonight. Hi, Charles. There's been so much going on in the last week or so that I really wanted to come on and kind of do a check-in. Since I needed to, oh wait, this is not on mute. I know it's not. So I was just watching the Poppy Palin videos. There. Okay. So since I needed to activate the grid that I just created, I thought I would come on and kind of, I miss doing my teaching videos. And so I thought I would use this as a teachable moment and teach you kind of what I put into my grids and how I activate them and let you kind of be a part of the activation. Yes, so much loss this past week. Absolutely. Hi, Trisha. Very much so. So much loss. I mean, starting with the shooting and going through the Poppy Palin incident that we all just found out about this weekend today for a lot of us. I'm going to share this video. I am too. Just heartbroken. Let's actually, I don't know. I kind of want to make sure everyone can get in. I'm going to share this on my page so people can find us. Come on. Open up. I want to say, first of all, that it seems to be a portion of the cycle right now that is what life is all about, that there's a lot of loss, and that means personal loss and loss of humanity in the world, and that people are lost. I'm sitting on the floor, so sorry. But people are really feeling lost. And I'm not immune to that. And I think sometimes it's funny, I catch myself encouraging my friends who start talking about feeling lost. And I that's who I am. I will never stop the encouraging process. At the same time, I don't want to make people think that it's not okay to feel broken sometimes. Because it is. It's a part of this existence that we are in. Hi, Tar Apple. That sometimes we feel broken, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with feeling broken. There's nothing wrong with going through that cycle. When we feel that, we have to allow ourselves to feel that. And I think sometimes we try to gloss over that and, oh, it'll get better. This is what we have to do. We have to keep smiling. We have to, just try to think about all the good things in our life. We have, it's easy to say that, but when you are in the bouts of that feeling of loss and feeling lost and not seen, I think sometimes saying that to people makes it worse. makes it feel like you just don't have no idea what I'm talking about. It must be, if you can say, you know, focus on the positive, try not to think about the bad stuff, then obviously you don't know what this feels like, this pit that I'm stuck in. And so I will always, for the people who reach out to me, I will always be the person that tries to, talk about the cycles and stuff. I will do that. But I also want to be conscious of just holding space and allowing that, and know that that's okay. It's okay. You're supposed to feel lost sometimes. You're supposed to feel lost in the world, lost in our place in it. That's a normal part of existence. And it's okay to just sit in it for a while and feel that. And then we do need to reach out to someone else. We need to perhaps get more professional help. If we find ourselves stuck in that place, then it's, time to reach out. But it is such a normal part, especially, I don't know, I feel like more and more feel and understand exactly where Poppy was coming from. Absolutely. And so let's start with that. For those of you, who don't know, Poppy Palin was a person in the tarot community at large. She was a deck creator. She was an artist. She was a beautiful soul. And felt so lost that she took herself out of this world last week on Thursday. And it's an incredibly sad thing that she felt so unseen, that she felt so alone, that she thought that her only option was to move on. She made so many people feel seen with her work. And so I brought out some of her work. This deck, those of you who follow me on Tarot Tuesdays will recognize this deck. I use this deck through probably 90% of my Tarot Tuesday videos because the stories in her book for this deck were amazing. Her artwork is incredible. It's like she sees people. She really sees us. And so the fact that she didn't feel seen is incredibly sad. I just feel, and this is for those of you who saw it, Simon and Becca, the Hermit's Cave, did a wonderful video this morning, I think, or last night. I can't remember when they did it. I just watched it. Called Holding Space. It's not healthy not to feel broken and lost. That's right. This is her death card. Just because it's one of the most beautiful death cards I've ever seen. I wanted to share some of Poppy's work that I love. Simon and Becca's, I did pull the other one. Hexen was good enough to gift me her other deck, which is incredibly hard to find. And I feel so blessed that I have it now. I felt blessed before, but I feel so blessed that he had given me that. I just adore Poppy's work. But if you feel like you, are kind of lost and feel really bad about Poppy, I do encourage you to take a look at Simon's video with Becca called Holding Space. it was really good because I really felt like they did a great job of allowing people to remember Poppy, and just being there and talking about her and reading some of her stories of the wild spirit, which this is an incredible book that I have begun to read bits and pieces of it. And they did a really good job of just really allowing people to grieve and to talk about her and to be together. Yeah, the lightning tree. It's funny. Simon put this one up, and this is the last time I used this deck. That's the card that I pulled, was the lightning tree, which is just gorgeous. That's the tower, the lightning tree. So on top of that, that horrific thing that touched our community, I have been dealing this week very slowly dealing with the tragedy in Uvalde. The shooting in Uvalde, Texas. As an empath, it is sometimes very hard for me and for all empaths I know, and not just empaths. It I'm sure was hard even if you aren't an empath, to see the babies, to see all those kids, to know that in this country that we're here in this place again. And so I took a couple days and kind of immersed myself in it because I feel that it is important to know what happened and to feel it. And I don't want to become numb to this because I want this to be a catalyst. I hope for change eventually. Somehow I will keep fighting. And I know that other people feel like they want to keep fighting. But after a little bit, I did need to kind of shut it off. And that's okay too. Definitely. If you needed to shut off social media, I completely understand. That's okay too. Because that is very easy to get bogged down in and to immerse yourself in it to the point where that's all you do, right? Is kind of watch news. And it's funny. I think that's a fairly new phenomenon since 9/11. Because I know, I remember when 9/11 happened, that was the first huge tragedy of the 24-hour news cycle. And for weeks, I mean, I don't think I turned the TV off for weeks. That's all I watched was coverage and interviews and stories. And after a few weeks, you really just needed to take a step back to remember that real life, that there's other things going on that you have to keep going, that our day-to-day lives continue, and we can try to do what we can to fight for what's right, but we cannot allow ourselves to become that story. I think that for anyone who is truly human, yeah, definitely help. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Lene. Slowly getting back into social media, healing. Good. Step back. And so Hexen did a beautiful grid. And I had been saying since the beginning, I knew that I needed to step up and do a grid so that I could had someplace to put my energy. And for me, doing a crystal grid, when there is this kind of thing that happens, doing a crystal grid, it gives me focus. It gives me someplace to put that grief, to put the energy that I feel. It gives me someplace to put that. And to know that if I can't do anything else, even though I know in my heart that there's other things that I'm going to be doing, that at least I have put my energy into a space that is for healing, is for good, is to try to do something to to bring love into the situation, to bring light, energy, to bring healing to all of those people and all of the people who are affected. And so a grid is always a good idea to do that. For me, it's a huge way for me to know where to put that energy. So often people, you feel helpless, right? You feel like I don't know what to do with this grief that I feel. Other than hug your kids, right? We all go and hug our kids, hug our mothers, hug our loved ones, and say that we love them, because it's a reminder that this life is temporary. It is very sad what the kids of the world are living through. Mass shootings, wars, this pandemic, even the kids that were separated from their immigrant parents. I know it has been a lot on the kids lately, absolutely. And I know some in our close circle, in my close circle, have felt lost, So the grid is for me, and hopefully I wanted to be able to pass that on. And so I thought, before I activate this, I thought I would go on and just show how I created the grid, and then I'd activate it live so that maybe you could adopt making a crystal grid as a way to help you grieve, as a way to put that energy when you feel like that loss, that sensation of down and out, of sometimes hopelessness, helplessness. It gives us a focus. It gives us some place to put that energy, and know that we are giving that to Mother Earth, Father Sky, God, Goddess, whatever deities you believe in, or just the universe in general. We are giving that energy to them, knowing that we are doing what we can to put it there and then be able to start to heal. Okay, so let me show you my grid. Actually, I think I can turn it. Okay. This is my grid. And I will show you and explain what everything is. First of all, for me, for this grid, I felt it very important that I have the names of the victims. And so I did that. I made just little, I put on price stickers, actually, white price stickers, the names of each victim. And these are on just little plastic sphere holders, actually. I just put the little sticker on little plastic sphere holders. And so I knew that the names of the victims were going to be super important to me, that I needed them to be here. So they are here. Each of the names of the victims are here. There's, as I go through the grid and kind of explain what is there and why, I'll kind of explain, there's stones for the females and stones for the males and stones for the surviving. I'll explain. Okay, so the first thing that I knew I was going to need is contrast. For me, I needed to contrast light and dark to the situation. I needed to bring light into the situation and acknowledge that there was darkness in the situation also. So I knew that there would be a lot of white and black. And so there is the four corners were really the first things that I chose for the grid, which is my selenite skull, my peach selenite skull. This is my obsidian, my gold sheen obsidian skull. And this is my hypersthene skull. And so they are kind of the guardians, the cornerstones of the grid. They will be there to help cleanse and ground the grid. The next thing that I chose was stones for each of the children. And so I decided for the girls, for the little girls that were killed They were all like 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. And so for the girls, I chose rhodonite, which is a stone of love, a stone to wash love into the situation. And so each of the girls that were killed have a rhodonite piece on the grid. And each of the boys that were killed, the children, have shungite. So there was 5 boys and 14 girls, the children. So each of the boys have shungite, and each of the shungite have the corresponding names here. There are 2 sets of names that are touching. The first set is, hold on, can I put my, I can't put my light on. Damn it. Okay, so the first set of names is Jayla Nicole Silguero and Jace Levuanos. They were cousins that were in, they were in corresponding. One was in room 111, one was in room 112, and both died. And then there was another pair of cousins that were girls, Jackie Cesares and Annabelle Rodriguez. They were also cousins. So their little tokens here are touching. So you can see the relation between them. The teachers have, as their representations, they have Apache Tear arrowheads. So Irma, they called her Tia Garcia. And then I also included her husband, Joe Garcia, and their tokens are touching because they were husband and wife. Joe died of a heart attack 2 days after the incident, after his wife died. He died of a heart attack. And so I wanted to make sure we honored him also. And his representation is here as an angelite, which is about, contacting ancestors, reaching out to your guides, washing through that angel guardian energy. So I wanted that. The shungite is for healing, for washing away negativity. And then Eva Morales, that was the other teacher. On the side here, you will see there is 4 angelite on the side. This is for the injured victims who are still alive. Kendall Olivares, she's 9. Mia Cirillo and Noah Arona. They are also surviving. All 3 of these children are in the hospital and are going to have a very long road of recovery. They have GoFundMe accounts for to help fund their recovery. And I will try to, after this video, I'll try to upload the GoFundMe accounts because many of these children have accounts. The other one is for a 10-year-old girl who was released from the hospital. She's the only one that is now home with her family, and they did not release her name. So her name is not here, but I wanted to make sure we represented her. So she is here as a representation. But those are the injured but surviving victims of Uvalde. Then you will notice at the end here, there are some guards and gods, goddesses, guides that I wanted to include to watch over the children, to help. This is my guardian of death to help with the transition. Maat and Anubis, who are the Egyptian gods and goddesses of transition, and Hecate, who, of course, is the Greek goddess of the underworld, with some of her keys that will hopefully help them transition to their spirit world, to what they believe in. I have a representation for children, that have crossed. I have 2 other black candles and a representation that represents their ancestors, so that their ancestors hopefully will come forward and help them through the transition. In between, there are Apache tears, and I wanted to include Apache tears for all of the surviving family members. These are to represent all of the people who feel that grief, who feel that loss, who are devastated, who can't imagine, what life is now going to be like without their loved ones. And then in the center here is an obsidian to help guide that energy to the deities that are going to help them through the transition. The orange candle, by the way, remind me somebody to talk about next weekend. The orange candle is to represent the Wear Orange Day. There is an organization that is solely for fighting for gun control. And next weekend is the weekend that you're supposed to wear orange to help in that fight. I will be wearing orange. And so I will be talking about this week a lot about what the representation of orange means, but that's what that is for, as a nod to, we know that, for me anyway, part of this tragedy needs to be working on gun control stuff. Okay, so now you have seen, is there any questions before I get to the activation part? You guys have any questions? I have some kunzite in there, which is about washing the situation with love. Everything that's on there is on there for a reason, for a purpose. Is there anything that didn't make sense to anybody? Anything that you have a question about? I don't mind questions at all. This is, hi Court. This is something that I want to say very strongly, is that anytime that you make a grid, you should not follow necessarily anybody else's, what they think and do. It's really, truly about feeling out what you feel about the situation, what you feel is right. There is no right or wrong. You don't have to put it in any position. You don't have to have a focus stone. You don't have to have crystals. You could have flowers or herbs or whatever. I find that the crystals help with the energy that I want. So that's why I do crystals. But there is no wrong. It is really about, what you feel is right for the situation. There is no wrong way to do the grid. It really is your energy and intention putting into that situation. Could grids be made for the other children, the survivors who are terrified? Yes, absolutely. And that's part of the Apache tears. To me, that is a part of the family members, the people who really feel this tragedy, the people who are living with the way that they have to live with this. The Apache tear for me is very much about trauma and grief. Everything is instinct. Absolutely. Thank you, Kim. And so for me, every person affected, we are in those Apache tears too. I see myself in there as one of the Apache tears. I see the families. I see the friends. I see, you're right, the students, they have to go back to school next year probably. I'm sure they're not going back this year because they were almost done anyways. And if it's anything like Sandy Hook, I think they took that whole building down and created a new building so that the children didn't have to go back to that building. My guess is they probably will do the same with this. But every part of this is there for a reason, for sure. There is nothing that you could do creating a grid for this intention or any other that anyone should be able to tell you, no, that's not right. So again, my motto, if it works for you, it works. Hopefully there isn't anything that anyone would tell you that's not the right way to do it, because There is no wrong way. It is all about your intent and your energy, and it's your energy activating through the grid. So don't let anybody tell you that that is not correct. That's the wrong way to do it. That's not true. It's not the wrong way. There is no wrong way. Absolutely. Okay, so any questions? I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to start activating this grid. Usually I have music, but I'm afraid that any music that I play is going to be copyrighted, and then I'll get in trouble on the video. So I'm not going to play music this time because I don't want to get in trouble. YouTube will get me in trouble. So I'm going to try to make it so you can see the grid, though. And I'll walk you through what I do with every step. Okay. Whew. I can't be on my knees very long. No jokes. Okay. You brought him out at all? I'm doing a video, honey, and I haven't brought him out yet. Okay. So for me, I start from the center focus stone. If you have a focus stone, I start from the center and I work my way out and then work my way back in towards the center. Again, however you feel. I'm just giving you an idea so that if you feel you want to do a crystal grid, that, you know, maybe this will help you. So my focus stone is this obsidian. So I'm going to intently focus. My intent for this grid is for healing, love, energy, grief, relief, transition, just comfort. I mean, comfort to me, that says so much. Comfort for all involved, because they're going through more than we can possibly imagine. So as I say that, I'm putting that energy through the grid into this crystal, knowing that I then am going to set my focus stone in the middle and tell it, this is what I want you to direct all of my energy when this is done to put through into the gods, goddesses of transition here, and intensify comfort, love, transition, warmth, healing. All right, so that's my focus stone. So once I have, I'm going to flip this around again. Once I have now given this focus stone the energy of what I expect it to do, the way that that focus stone is going to travel that energy goes through selenite, which then will cleanse anything that intention needs cleansing for. That will cleanse out to those that the energy is going to. So that's what the selenite is there for. So I'm giving now each of these selenite bars, you are cleansing. Cleanse any negative energy, anything that I didn't think of in this grid that needs to be cleansed before it reaches these people who need so much love and healing and grace and comfort. Cleanse any energy that was not meant to go to them and make sure that they only are getting that energy that was intended. We'll move from there to the shungite stones, which is the next layer. That is the male children. The male children, that is shungite. So each of them, Jace, Luvianos, Jose Flores, Xavier Lopez, Uzziah Garcia, Rogelio Torres. I send each of you transition, grace, love, peace. We are going to send transition, peaceful transition, comfort, love, grace, healing to each of you. That is the next layer. The next layer is, this is all of us, right? This is that Apache tear level. This is the tears of grief that we all have shared for all of these children and for everyone involved. I send peace, grace, love, healing. You are here to comfort. Please send comfort. I don't know what kind of comfort will help these poor grieving people. The people around the world who just are stuck now and feel that grief intently. Anyone who has been affected by this trauma, peace, 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 peace. And you'll see when I feel a specific energy is needed, I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it until I feel like it has gotten the message that I want them to get. This is so much healing, so much anti-loss, direction. Feel the direction of their lives. Hope. Oh, so much hope is needed through these Apache tears. We are sending that hope energy to all affected through these Apache tears. Let them feel hope again. Someday, let their hearts begin to heal. They will never be the same. That hole will never close, but we can begin to stitch across so that energy keeps going through the heart, even though it will never close. Next is the rhodonite. The rhodonite, who each of them represents one of the little girls who have died. So we'll start here. Amory Jo Garza, Leila Salazar, Mate Rodriguez, Miranda Mathis, Tess Marie Mata, Eliana Garcia, Alethea Ramirez, Annabelle Rodriguez, Jackie Cesares, Nevia Bravo, McKenna Lee Elrod, Eliana Cruz Torres, Jayla Nicole Sabguero, Alexandra Anaya Rubio. Oh, girls, we send you peace and love and comfort and transition for all of your losses, for the fact that you now know that you have lost so much life, so much life that you were supposed to live in this life. And we have all lost so much more than we can imagine through your loss. We send comfort, love, healing, peace, transition. 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 We send you transition, comfort, love, and healing. Next, I will move to the two teachers, Irma. They called her Tia Garcia, and Ava Morales. To those brave teachers who were found with children in their arms, trying to protect their kids. They both felt as if these kids were their own, and they did the best they could to protect them. We send them peace and love and transition, healing and comfort, transition and peace and comfort and love. In that, we add Joe Garcia, Irma's husband. They have 4 children. We send special attention to their children. Joe, who literally died of a broken heart, had a heart attack 2 days after his precious wife was gone. Joe, we send you comfort and healing. And we know that you would have loved to been able to stay and to help your family grieve. And we know that you will be doing the best you can with that from your new place. We hope that you find peace and grace, that you are reunited with Irma. We send you transition and peace and grace and healing and love. Finally, to the survivors, Noah Arona, the 10-year-old unnamed girl, Kendall Olivares, Mia Cirillo, and oh, that was all 4 of them. We send you healing. Oh, so much healing. You 4 are going to need emotional healing and transition energy for all of your friends and loved ones that you had to be there for. Trauma healing, spiritual healing, as well as the physical healing that you will all need. We send you some measure of peace. We hope that you find some measure of peace, that you are able to somehow hold on to those who love you, that you can continue to heal your bodies and your souls, and that we as a country do better for you, for all of you. We must do better. We must do better in these situations. We must end this. How dare we not do better for all of you? As I light the candles surrounding, I activate this energy. May it build, grow, and then release to all of those who need it. To all of those we have named and all of those we have not named. To all who need that energy, we ask that it flow through for now and for always, even when this grid is deactivated, even when it's taken down. We ask that that energy continue to flow. Lord and Lady, we know that you are with us. Bring comfort. Bring healing. Bring love. Bring strength. Bring peace. Bring grace. So mote it be. Okay, so that quite literally is the activation. The grid is now activated. I will leave these candles burning until they have burned through. And then I will light longer acting candles so that there's always a flame lit. When I come to meditate daily in front of the grid, I will light the smaller candles and meditate, send more energy, reactivate, kind of refresh that energy. But I will make sure that there is always a light here watching over the energy that's going out. Any questions at all about the activation process? Like I said, that is my process. That is how I activate. I tell each thing what I expect of it, and then I release that energy. We build it, we release it, and we let it then do its work. And for me, I know I talk about when I connect to the web of connection, that I see that flow of energy, that I can feel the vibrational energy. For me, I feel that very completely in a grid. Once it's activated, I can feel it's almost like a buzz. So you can feel that buzzing energy as it flows through. And so I know if it needs to be cleansed or anything, I'll kind of rework it a little bit, cleanse some of the stones, and then reactivate it. In the meantime, I try not to move it very much. Hi, Mal. Hi, sweetheart. Mal, you should watch this video over. Hi, Kay. So how do you know when to take the grid down? Good question. I wish I could explain how I know that. For me, it feels complete. Like the energy has done what it was supposed to do and it is done. it is, sometimes I feel like it's a little, it starts to be weak. Like I don't feel the buzz of the energy. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, does it need to be cleansed? And I'll kind of cleanse it. And if that doesn't reactivate it, then I think, okay, well, it's, then I start asking, hi, Tab, is this energy done? Is this complete? Is this the energy that they needed? And now that energy is complete and I can bring it down. And you'll see when I activated the grid, it always is, even after it comes down. So you leave a burning candle all the time. Well, Michelle, I will say that I know people are going to kill me. I do sometimes leave a burning candle all the time. I am very wary of fire stuff. I don't have a cat. So that makes a big difference. When I had a cat, I did not ever leave a candle burning all the time because cats are assholes a lot with candles. When I do, even now, when I do leave a candle burning all the time, I'm kind of a freak about it. I have several metal trays that are really big metal trays. And I will put and it's always a glass candle. I will tell you, it's always a big 7-day glass candle. And I put it in the middle of the tray and make sure that it's someplace that if it knocks over, it's going on the tray. That doesn't mean it's 100%. And I know I've gotten lectures from people before. But I'm very conscious of the fire safety part of it. And I don't leave them burning when I know that, there's any possibility of anything happening to it. Set your burning candle in the tub or sink with a bit of water. Yep, I've done that before too. I put it in a big bowl of water so that if something happens, it's going over in a bowl of water. Absolutely. I don't leave it if I feel that there's anything at all that could happen to it. I don't leave it. How do I take it down? So once I feel that it's complete, I will thank it. And I always kind of go through, I will light candles again, thank it. Thank you for doing what I asked you to do. Thank you for providing all that energy. Thank you so much for everything, all the energy that you've worked through this. And then one by one, I start from the outside. I will take all the stones off, and I know that those stones need cleansing. Once they're done with a grid, I don't just put them back in my collection because they need cleansing. They've done a lot of work. No matter what kind, even my selenite, which selenite is really a stone that doesn't need cleansing. But I will tell you that even my selenite gets cleansed once it's been in a grid. Just energetically, I want it to start fresh again. And so I will one by one take them out. I will put them through sage or Florida water. Florida water is a great thing. I will, what else? Sage spray. Sage spray is my Pookie sage spray. I love my Pookie sage spray. Or moonlight. If I know that there's a moon coming, I can put them out in the moonlight too. And then they go back in the collection after that. So, and I take them out one by one and cleanse them until we get to the focus stone is last. Although this one, it's funny, there's so many deities. I was really not surprised. It's funny, some of my deity work, Hecate is usually very particular about things, and I will say Anubis is usually very particular about things too. But it's funny that all three of them, Maat and Hecate and Anubis, are fine working together. I think it's probably the cause. Like when I reached out, I thought, oh, this would be a good one. Is that okay? And all of them, like the answer immediately was yes. Oh, yes, I will do that. I really feel like it's because of what their job is, that they kind of feel honored that we are going to them for help. I want you to know, when you know that no moon is coming, I don't mean the new moon. Wait, I want you to know that no moon is coming, and I don't mean new moon. I want to know when you know that no moon is coming. When you know no moon is coming. I don't ever know no moon is coming. We will get rid of the troll. Down. Hide user. Thank you. I'll explain the joke later. Okay. I'm sure. I'm telling you, COVID brain is real, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about half the time. All right. Anything else? We talked a bit about Poppy Palin. Did anybody not hear what we said about Poppy Palin? I do encourage you, if you have not seen, if you didn't see the beginning, it crash landed and I enjoyed it, my freebie. Good. If you didn't see the beginning, I do encourage you to go back and watch the beginning, because we did talk about Poppy Palin. I feel just crushed. I feel crushed that she felt so unseen. Makes me sad that I didn't reach out more. And I think all of us, to me, that's the lesson here. The lesson in, if there has to be a lesson, the lesson in Poppy Palin's leaving us is to reach out to each other. Reach out to your loved ones. Yes, I did, Kay. I did. Reach out and let them know that they matter, that you care, that you're there. Because for people to feel that amount of despair is terribly sad. Terribly sad. One thing, it's funny, in watching her videos, and I will say that it's up to you whether you watch those videos. I did not list the links on my page because I didn't want to trigger people. It's such a sensitive subject, and some may be very surprised by that. And I will say that there was people in my very close circle who were very surprised by her videos and did not realize what she had done until they were watching her videos. And that was very hard. If you decide to watch, understand that it's a hard thing to watch. It really, it made me feel terrible. She did keep saying, and she's always been like that. If you know Poppy Palin at all, if you watched her videos before, she's always been very, it's funny, people think that she was humble, but it always seemed sad to me that she did not feel recognized. She did not feel seen. And that was very apparent. I remember her saying to me, I hardly got anything for her the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And I had done a video, or I had talked about how, we all needed to go out and buy her deck, because she really didn't get very much at all for her work. And it took her like 10 years to do that deck. And she did not get, financially, she did not get, hi Ty, she did not get what she should have. It was a lesson for me. And, you think that because somebody created a deck, they must be rich. Yeah, no, not at all. But she was always very, like, she would self-deprecate, and not in a bad way necessarily. Like I said, a lot of people saw it as humble, but it always felt like, Poppy, we do love you. We are here. We do appreciate you. We appreciate your work. And I don't think she really, truly ever felt that. Yes, I saw that, Kay. I watched that. And at the beginning of this video, I did say that if you feel, if you feel saddened and upset by Poppy's death, then I highly recommend, more probably than her personal goodbye videos, I highly recommend watching Simon on Hermit's Cave, his holding space video, because for me, that was a very healing, that was an acceptable goodbye. That was a wonderful way to honor her life, which I felt was really needed. Because I'll tell you, this sounds silly, but her goodbye videos, they almost angered me. And I don't know, maybe as someone who has talked to her before, I just, it was difficult. And I know she never would have meant it that way. She never would have meant it as a way, you know, to make us feel bad. But it was hard to watch them. And it kind of, it just ticked me off. I thought, you know what, Poppy, damn it. But, you know, I certainly understand the pain. And I see her pain and I recognize her pain and I get that. It was hard. So more than watching her farewell videos, I recommend watching Simon's Holding Space. Hey, mister, I don't even want you in here. Do you see candles here, mister? I love you, but back up. Candles. See candles? That's why this door is shut. All right, guys. So if you did not see, I know, right? Mel needs you. Mel needs you. See? Say, Mel. Mel. What do you need, Mel? So if you did not see the beginning of this video, I do recommend that you watch the beginning. And hopefully, I hope that you guys can use crystal grids yourself. And like I said, it doesn't even have to be crystals. If you don't have crystals, go outside and pick some wildflowers. Make a grid from wildflowers or from herbs or from sticks or from whatever it is that you feel is right for you. Make a grid from whatever is around you. And it gives you someplace to put your energy. It gives you someplace to put your grief, your sadness, your sorrow, your anger. Put that into the grid and tell the stones, tell the components of your grid, I want you to heal this. I need you to heal me for this. I need you to help me to see something differently. Put that into the grid so that there is able to be healing. It gives you an outlet for your grief, your anger, your, you know, the feelings that we don't know what to do, helplessness, sorrow, all those kind of feelings that we don't know what to do with. It gives you someplace to put that. Yes, shells, stones, sticks, bones, flowers, feathers, leaves. Yes, all of it. Absolutely. You can put all of that and more. Marbles, glass pieces, whatever you feel called to put in there. Anything you feel called to put in. Ty, aren't you embarrassed? We're on a live. Farter. All right, guys. I love you to death. I thank you for watching. I'm going to try to pop on more. And I'm going to try to do more with Poppy's work. Because the fact that it's gone now. She was in the middle of revamping her deck and she wasn't finished with that artwork. So I do wonder what's going to happen with it. And I will be coming on explaining the Wear Orange for gun control is next weekend. So if you have anything orange, you still have time to order something off of Amazon. I actually have shirts coming from Amazon. If you type in Wear Orange, there is t-shirts and stuff that you can get. You got yours? Yay! To support the gun control. And next weekend, I'll be wearing orange all weekend. And I'll be on probably tomorrow, I bet, to do a video about that specifically. Because I think it's something that's important and it's a way that we can voice our opinions. I love you guys so much. I thank you for coming on, and I hope that in some way you can learn something from me that can help. I got a t-shirt, and I got a t-shirt for Peter too. So Peter's going to wear one too. Yay. I love you guys.